Hi, welcome to Avi's Kosher Kitchen. I'm your chef and host, Avi. Before we begin anything, I want to say l'chaim to you guys. I have a beautiful Cabernet Syrah from our friends at Tishbi Wines and Harken Spirits. This is wine from the heart of Israel. Beautiful, beautiful wine. The vineyard's been there for, I don't know, over 100 and some odd years. In the 1800s, they have been well established and they really know what they're doing. So much so, in fact, that this has become one of the favorites in my house. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei b'nei hagefet. Oh, I could spend all day drinking that, but then I wouldn't be able to make this fabulous duck from our friends at KOL Foods. They have sent us 2 legs and 2 breasts. Now, what I'm going to do with this is a couple of different takes on the duck. The legs we're going to smoke out on the grill in a very traditional fashion, okay? The breast, now I've got one breast here that has the skin on it and the fat on it. That we're going to smoke in the oven. Wait till you see how we do that. And then this breast, which I've already taken the skin and the fat off on, we're going to cook that right in the duck fat that came off of it. I've rendered it down, and we've got a really nice Asian take on all of that, okay? So let's get going. First thing we're going to do is season up the duck. Okay, I've got some nice salt here. This is a good kosher salt from a pie. Just salt right over the top of everything. Everything initially is going to get the same seasoning. Initially going to get the same seasoning. And we're going to do a little bit of garlic powder. Not a lot. I'm going to give you a hint on this. One of the things I love about garlic powder is that if there's any gaminess in a meat, whether it's a duck or a veal or a lamb or anything, garlic powder helps to remove that without adding a lot of unwanted flavor or anything else like that. It's just a hint, but it absorbs it and neutralizes it, and I love it. Now, I've got one side done. I'm going to flip it over, do the other side, and then we're heading for the grill where we are going to set up a little garlic. Oh, it's not garlic over the shoulder. Salt over, but I'm not superstitious. What am I doing? At any rate, listen, we're going to go out to the grill right now, put the duck on there and get that going, because that process takes a little bit of time, and then we're going to come back in. I'm going to show you how we're going to do the breasts. Okay, come with me. Okay, I've got my duck. We've got our grill. Now in the grill, I've got these babies, hickory chunks. You could use apple wood, cherry wood. I wouldn't use mesquite. For me, that's a little bit much, but you know, whatever makes you happy. Got them going. There's some smoke coming up. You can see the smoke coming. That is from the wood itself. By the way, you want to check out how to do it and how I place it? Take a look at the video I've got here. Okay, we simply put the wood over a low burning burner. The other burners are off, okay? So the wood catches, it smolders, you don't want any flames, you just want that smoke. That's why I closed it. I don't want to get too much air and start burning, okay? We want that smoke. It's going to circulate all around these duck legs, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to bathe them in deliciosity, okay? So all we do is very simple. Open this up, duck legs, fat side up, right over here. You are not going to hear any sizzle on this, okay? There's a reason for that. Close that up, okay? This is a low and slow cook, okay? We have no direct heat on that. Smoke comes in, envelopes it. About an hour, hour and a half later, we're going to check these guys, okay? And you're going to see what's going to happen is that smoke and the heat, the radiant heat that's in there, is going to slow bake it. That fat's going to melt right into the meat. And then we're going to put a very special glaze right on top that's going to give it a little bit of kick, a little bit of sweetness, and a lot of lip smacking deliciosity. So let's go in. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it and what I'm going to do with these breasts. Come on. Okay. So the legs are going, they're going to just bathe in that smoke for a while. Now let's turn our attention right here to the breasts, okay? Now I've got one, as I said, here with the skin and the fat on, and one without any skin and fat. Let's talk about this one first. I told you I was going to show you a way to smoke this when you don't have a grill. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this breast, put it right in a plastic kind of closable, resealable, zip bag, whatever you want to call it, okay? So now, I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to smoke this when you don't have a grill. Maybe you're in an apartment or something like that, or you just never invested in the grill. We've got a gadget here called the smoking gun, okay? Very interesting little deal here. We put wood chips in here. This is like a hair dryer. Air goes in here, comes out here, except it's all cool, and the smoke will come out of this flexible hose. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take some wood chips. I've got some hickory chips here. We put a little bit right in the top. Okay, and we've got a little bit of apple chips. What the heck, you know? Let's live flavorfully. Let's put a lot of flavor in it. And we'll put some apple chips in there. Okay. All I do is take this hose, connect it. It comes with a nice stand, and we turn this guy on. Take the end of the hose, you put it in your Ziploc bag, take a little fire, put it right here. It starts to burn the wood chips, and what happens is, out of the hose, you should get some smoke. Very subtle, and the smoke goes right into this bag, okay? There we go. Okay, you see all that smoke by my face? That's because it's coming out of the bag. Now what we do here is we're going to seal up the bag just until where the hose comes. And it's going to fill the bag now with all this smoke. We're going to let that duck breast sit in this smoke in the bag. This is called cold smoking. Let it sit in there. If you got a smoke detector, obviously, turn it off. That's it, okay? That sits in there. To turn this off, put this aside, just put it out on your balcony or outside and get the smoke out of there. The smoke's gonna stay in here. We put that aside, let it sit about a half hour, something like that, okay? Now, I've got a treat for you. We're gonna take our burner, we're gonna light this up. I've got a pan that has some already rendered duck fat in the bottom, okay? Now this is the duck fat that I took off of this breast, okay? So this duck fat is going to get a little bit warm, a little bit nice and searing temperature. That's what we want. Now remember, we've already put on here some salt and some garlic powder. Now I'm going to put some extra spice on this particular breast here. It's going to just bring it up and give it a little bit more of a, I'd say kind of a Mediterranean, Asian kind of flair combined, and we'll see how we do on it, okay? First, I've got a little bit of cardamom, just a little bit. You don't want a lot of this. That's about enough. Okay, it's a very strong spice. It's great with lamb. On the duck, it's going to give it just a little type of thing. Okay, now I've got some ginger. We all do ginger on lamb. Well, not everybody does ginger on the duck, but a lot of the Chinese dishes have ginger. But what the heck, let's be a little bit more traditional. Freshly ground ginger. You don't want to use the ginger powder and stuff like that because it just doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same body, the same flavor, the same anything. We just get a nice little bit of ginger on that. That's all we do. And now I have got some rosemary. Rosemary right on top, right? And a little bit rosemary on here. Okay, put it in, and now we've got a nice heat going on here. Watch, we're going to just let it sear in there, right in the duck fat. Move this out of the way. That was kind of loud, but don't worry, nothing broke. I'm kind of good like that, just throwing things around. At any rate, take a look at this. It's going to sear up nice. That duck fat starting to smell great already, okay? In fact, I got a couple of cloves. Throw a couple of cloves in there just to give it some more aromatic type of stuff, okay? What we're going to do with this is going to be really nice. You turn the heat up, get a nice crisp glaze on this. Now duck breasts are dark meat. Unlike chicken and turkey where you got white meat, dark meat, duck is dark meat. So it's got a lot of flavor, got a lot of fat, and so on and so forth. Now this duck from KOL Foods happens to be exceptional. Raised on a very small farm in Pennsylvania. Okay, they really take care on exactly what they do. So you're going to find that ducks like this that are free range, organically brought up and so on and so forth are leaner and just a little bit tighter to the bone than another duck you might be buying in a store. But that's a good thing because these ducks are brought up with such care that the meat is really, really tender. And you're going to see when we slice this up, you're going to go, wow, 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 wow. We're just going to flip this side of it. I don't want to cook this all the way right now all I want to do is get a little bit of sear on the outside of that, okay? And I can smell that, that rosemary. Thyme. I can smell that thyme. And I can smell that thyme really wafting in right now. I have to tell you, I cook and all this, but this is one of my things that I just can't get straight. Rosemary, thyme, thyme, rosemary. The small ones are thyme, the bigger ones are rosemary. And I can't, always getting confused. So, you can feel this meat is so soft right now, okay? And that duck fat really is going to give it a lot of flavor. I'm going to put a little bit more of that thyme in there. Turn my heat off. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes max, and then we're going to slice it up. You don't want to overcook your duck, but you don't want to undercook it either, okay? Duck is very, very touchy that way, where when it's undercooked, obviously you don't want to eat something raw, but when it's overcooked, it could be tough. All right, so let's put it into the oven. 400 degrees, going to go there about 15 minutes, something like that. And now I'm going to show you something really special. Got a nice saucepan, goes right on here. I have got some dried figs. So one thing in a kosher kitchen is you really have to be careful about the herbs, the green leafy vegetables you use, and even things like this dried fig which we're about to use, okay? And that is, we need to make sure that they're bug-free. So all the herbs I've used, I've cleaned, I've washed, and made sure that everything is fine. And now figs, when we're going to use figs, what we're going to do is simply cut them open, look at them, and see if there are any kind of bugs in there, okay? I don't see any. Generally, they're very tough to detect, but you gotta check, okay? So we're taking all these figs because we're going to make a nice little fig glaze for the duck, for the smoked duck, and for this smoked duck too, that we haven't yet cooked. Okay, so I've checked all my figs, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of chop these up, make them into smaller pieces. The reason I want to do that is because I'm going to cook them down in the saucepan. And in that saucepan, what I'm going to do with it is add a little bit of spice to it. And this thing is going to take just a little bit of time to render down. It's going to make just a nice little gel. Put all that into the saucepan. We want this on low heat. So put a little bit of low heat on here. This is not rush. You got plenty of time because that duck is out there cooking. Like I said, it's going to take time. I add a little bit of water to the pan, okay? Not that much. And it's gonna cook down. I add here a pinch of cardamom. Pinch, no more. Couple of cloves. 1, 2, 3 cloves. No more. I don't want that flavor to overtake the flavor of the fig. That's why. But I want to have a little bit of something in there that makes you go, that was interesting. I'm not sure what it was, but it really added to something. And when you take the sweetness that the figs are going to provide, combine it with the smokiness, you're going to do that with your taste buds, okay? So that's going to have to cook down a little bit. Now it's been about 20-30 minutes. I've got my duck breast in here in the smoke. We're ready to cook it. What I'm going to do is take a little extra virgin olive oil right in just a nice little pan, saute pan. We're going to take our duck breast right out of the bag. Oh, you could smell that smokiness in this. Put that right in there, okay? Fat side up. Fat side up on here because we want that fat to just meld in there and get happy with everything that there is. Now, what I'm going to do is a little bit different. I'm going to take a couple of couple of regular cloves, not garlic cloves. Just put them in there. Throw in the rest of our thyme on top of that. We've already got our garlic and our salt on there. I think we're good. The only thing I'm going to look at here is a little bit of liquid smoke. It's got enough smokiness, but you know what? If you don't have one of those smoking guns, you can always take a little liquid smoke and just drizzle it, just a couple of drops. That's all you need. Liquid smoke is actually real smoke, and what they do with it is they light a fire. The smoke comes up, and then it hits like a cone. That cone condenses the smoke and water drips off with the smoke infused. It's collected and you have liquid smoke. Very simple, very easy, and it's real, okay? So I'm just gonna keep it simple like that, and then we're gonna add a couple of things to this duck right afterwards, okay? So I'm gonna put it in the oven, 400 degrees, and I've got a surprise for you. So watch, don't leave me, okay? We're going right to the oven. This one goes in, and here we go, this one comes out. Now, this guy is ready, okay? What I'm gonna do is I have a little bit of pure maple syrup right here, okay? Right on top of the duck. If you've watched me enough, you know how much I love pure maple syrup. It is ounce for ounce, much better for you than sugar or any of that other stuff. It's pure, it's natural, and I use an organic maple syrup, so you know, you're getting everything. And that's just gonna add a little bit of sweetness to that, okay? We're gonna let this rest. I want to put it on a plate out of the hot pan, okay? But I want to let it rest just a little bit before I slice into it, okay? Now, this pan, by the way, look at this. It's got all that great duck fat and that flavor, and now a little bit of that maple syrup, so don't touch the pan, don't let them wash it, don't do anything like that, because I know what happens. Everybody grabs it, it's dirty, let's wash it, I got to get rid of it. You're going to take that, and that's going to go right on top of this duck breast right after we sliced it, okay? So we're going to take this, put it aside. We're going to take our duck breast, put that aside, let it rest, okay? And now it's time for the fig sauce. The figs have spent a little bit of time there getting to know each other along with the other spices, and we're going to just put this right in a blender, all the figs, and you want to have a little bit of water standing by in case you want to add a little bit extra liquid to this, okay? We're going to put this on a puree. And you get some, oh, now you're getting it. Boy, if you could smell this, the figs smell unbelievable. Add a little bit of my favorite, pure maple syrup for just a little bit of a kick of a sweetener. That's probably about 1/4 of an ounce, something like that. Liquefy. It's a beautiful thing, I'm telling you, beautiful. Shut this down. Take a look at this. It's warm right now. It smells unbelievable. Remember those cookies you used to eat with the fig in the middle when you were a kid? Okay. Think of that on steroids. It's really, really, really good. So we're going to take this, put that aside, okay, and we're going to actually put that aside there. Put this aside here. And now we are ready to look at this aside. I feel like I'm playing chess, moving everything back and forth, okay? I think our duck is ready to slice. So we're going to take our breast, put it right here. These little pieces could stay there. And now, drum roll please. Look at this. Beautiful, tender, juicy, not overdone. Put this right out on the plate. It's like, this is like steak. You know what I'm saying? It's like a duck steak. It's beautiful. And the smell that's coming off of this, wow, 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 wow. All of those nice fresh herbs. Remember, we have all the drippings from the pan. So we're gonna take this nice herbs and stuff, and we're gonna just put some of that fat right on there, and a little bit of this kind of deglazed little drippings and herbs. That goes right on top. And just for a little something special, put a little sprigs of thyme right on top of that. You're good. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Here is the other breast that we put in, the smoky breast that was in the oven, okay? First thing, I've got a lot of fat that rendered out on that. I want to save that fat, but I don't want to cook the rest of this in that fat. So, excuse me. I've got some other rendered duck fat right here. We're just going to pour this in. Okay, just pour that in. Beautiful. That goes to the side. Now in here, I'm going to put a little bit of white wine in the pan. So I'm going to take a nice Chenen Blanc here. This is from my friends at Tishbi Vineyards and from Harken Spirits. I'll show you a quick way to open up a bottle of wine. What you want to do is find the center of the cork. Take your corkscrew, just stick it right in there, hold your corkscrew up and turn the bottle with a little downward pressure. That's all you got to do. The corkscrew goes in right nice in the center. Then you can turn the corkscrew, bring it in, lift it up. It's going to lift up about halfway. Here's the mistake a lot of people make. They start to jockey that thing in and the cork breaks. You don't want to do that. Take your cork straight up. Take one thumb, just like this. A little downward and upward pressure on your thumbs and the cork pumps right out and you're good to go. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of this white wine, put it right in the bottom of the pan, okay? That's very nice. Now, I've got some of that beautiful fig confit that we worked on before. I took it out and I'm going to put this right on top of the duck breast. Just going to smear it right on there and we're going to put it back in the oven underneath the broiler. What we want to do is put a little bit of color onto this skin, kind of crisp it up, but we're going to crisp it up with that nice fig glaze on it. And I got to tell you, when this comes out, you're really going to be smacking your lips, okay? So hang in there. And now we have the second duck breast. It has come out. It is looking lovely. It is rested already. Okay, there's some nice juice in that pan. We're going to keep that, okay? We're going to take this, slice it up, see how, oh, look at this. Nice and pink, but not too pink. Remember with duck breast, you want a sort of a medium rare look into it. Now this, because we've got the skin and the fat on it, it's got another layer and another dimension on top of that. I don't know. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely exquisite? I'm saying it because I'm excited, because I'm not a guy that usually likes to cook duck, but here we are. And I have to tell you, this KOL Foods duck is absolutely great. We tried some the other day, and you know, a lot of duck can be a little gamey, or it could be a little tough. This KOL Foods duck just melted in our mouths, okay? And take the drippings, they go right on top, okay? Take a little bit of this, the figs that are on there. Looking really good. Take some of that. Take a little bit more of our fig confit. Put a little bit there and put a little bit on the side if you want. Wait for it. There it is. Okay, here we go. This is our second KOL Foods breast. Now this is smoked with our smoking gun and maybe a touch of liquid smoke. Okay, it's gently seasoned and cooked right in the oven. Absolutely wonderful dish, and I can't wait to try it. And I know the crew around here is salivating already because it's getting late in the day and we haven't eaten enough. So there we are. So when we finish this segment, which is going to be in about the time it takes me to snap my finger, we're going to go get our duck legs off of the grill, nice, beautifully smoked, and we're going to finish those off too. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let's check the duck. Yeah, look at this. Nice, the skin is getting brown, nice and crispy. And if you could smell what the wood is doing, you would be going, yeah, that's what I want in my mouth. But now we're going to pop it up. Remember the fig sauce that we put on the other duck, on the duck breast? Well, I got more of this here, the little confit. We're going to just put this right on top and just give it a little bit of sweetness to it, okay? All you got to do is just like smear it on there, okay? It's almost like a jelly, but you don't want to go too heavy on this. Remember, you can always add a little bit more. You can put that in. We're going to crank up our burners, get our heat hot now, because we want that to really just crisp up for just a moment, and close that. And in about 5 minutes, we're going to take that off. 5 minutes happens about this fast. Now, that was a quick 5 minutes for you, but for me, 5 minutes felt like, well, 5 minutes. Now all this smoke is coming because the grill is burning off anything that fell in there. Meanwhile, we've got this nice heat happening right here on our duck legs. I'm going to take them off because they are ready to go. I'm going to put them right here on our plate. Really nice. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I have to tell you, I'm going to enjoy eating those, and you will too. Very simple recipe. This is great for anytime your Rosh Hashanah dinner, a good Shabbat dinner or something like that, or just to have. And the duck from KOL Foods, like I said, is really, really, really tender, not gamey, beautiful. You can enjoy having that. I recommend this great glass of Cabernet Syrah from our friends at Tishbi. And until next time, I'm Avi saying L'chaim.